Hey everyone, so you've got the Pearson Test of English, the PTE, on your radar. You might be thinking it's all about how good your English is, right? Well, what if I told you it's actually more like a puzzle with a very clear set of rules? Today, we're going to crack that code and give you a roadmap to tackle it with total confidence. Let's jump right in. Okay, so you're looking at the PTE. I get it. It feels like a huge hurdle, and it's completely normal to feel a little lost about where to even begin. But here's the secret. The key isn't just knowing English. Nope, it's about understanding how the test thinks. And that is exactly what we're going to break down for you.
First things first, let's lay down a quick foundation. What even is the PTE? We're going to cover the basics in like 60 seconds, super fast.
So, in a nutshell, the PTE is an English exam you take entirely on a computer. It tests everything: speaking, writing, reading, and listening. But the two things you really need to know: one, it's 100% computer-based, and two, you get your results ridiculously fast. We're talking just a couple of days, usually. Now, there are two main flavors of this test. You've got the PTE Academic, that's your ticket for studying abroad or for professional jobs. Then there's the PTE Core, which is mainly for Canadian immigration. The big difference? Academic is all about, well, academic language, while Core is more about the English you'd use in everyday life. The most important thing is figuring out which one is for you.
And here's the real game changer, the thing that makes the PTE totally different from other tests. It's scored by AI, an artificial intelligence. What does that mean for you? It means it's fast, it's fair, and it's consistent. There's no human having a bad day marking your paper. It's just a pure, objective look at your skills.
Okay, to really get a grip on how this test thinks, let's zoom in on one of the most crucial sections: speaking. We're going to walk through one specific task, and once you see how it works, the logic of the whole exam is going to start to click.
All right, we're looking at a task called Describe Image. The computer's going to flash a graph or a chart on the screen, and you have just 40 seconds to explain it. 40 seconds. It sounds intense, I know, but trust me, there's a really simple system to nail it. Okay, so boom, this pops up on your screen. The clock starts ticking. You've got 25 seconds to prep. What do? Don't panic. Just scan it. Title: phone sales. Okay, bottom axis: years. Side axis: millions. What's the big picture, the main story? The bars are going up, right? Sales are growing. That's it. That's your core message.
So here's the magic formula. Just 3 simple steps. 1. Quick overview. What's the title? What's the main trend? 2. Use a template. Have a simple structure ready: intro, body, conclusion. And 3, and this is probably the most important part, focus on fluency. You have to speak smoothly. The AI cares way more about your confident delivery than it does about you listing every single number on the chart. So, putting that all together, a really solid answer would sound something like this. The bar chart illustrates phone sales from 2018 to 2021. Sales increased steadily, starting at 50 million in 2018 and reaching 120 million in 2021. Overall, the chart shows continuous growth. See that? Simple. Intro, a couple of key details, and a conclusion. Clean, confident, and fluent. That's what gets you the points. Okay, so that's a little taste of the speaking section. Now let's do a super quick flyby of the other sections: writing, reading, and listening. I just want you to see the kinds of things you'll face and how the patterns repeat. Over in the writing section, there's a big one called Summarize Written Text. You get a block of text, maybe a few paragraphs long, and your job is to shrink it down to just the main idea. Sounds straightforward, right? But there's a twist. You have to cram that whole summary into just one sentence. That's it. And this task is the perfect example of what the PTE is all about. It's not just about understanding, it's about being incredibly precise and efficient with your language.
All right, let's hop over to reading. A huge chunk of your score here comes from fill in the blanks. This is all about testing your grammar and something called collocations. That's just a fancy word for words that are friends, words that naturally go together. You know, like you make a decision, you don't do a decision. It's all about knowing those natural language pairings.
And to round out our tour, let's talk about listening. The absolute king of this section is write from dictation. It sounds simple. You hear a sentence, you type it. But you only hear it once, and you have to get it exactly right. Every word, every S at the end of a word. It's a massive test of your listening, memory, and typing skills all rolled into one.
Okay, everybody lean in, because this next part is maybe the most important secret to unlocking a high score. We need to talk about how the PTE scoring actually works, because it's not what you'd expect. and understanding this will completely change how you prepare. The big secret is something called integrated scoring. Think of it this way. The sections aren't in separate boxes. They're all connected. So doing one task in, say, the speaking section can actually earn you points for your reading score. A listening task can boost your writing score. It's all interwoven.
Let's look at a perfect example of this in action, the read aloud task. You see a sentence on the screen, and you read it out loud. Simple, right? Well, the AI is listening to your pronunciation and fluency, so bam, you get speaking points. But it's also checking if you read the words correctly, so bam, you get reading points too. One task, 2 scores. This is why focusing on these 2-for-1 tasks is absolutely crucial.
Okay, so we've seen how the test works, we've peeked inside the sections, and we've uncovered the scoring secret. So what's the big picture strategy? What's the universal game plan that works for the whole test? Let's boil it down to the absolute essentials.
Here it is. First, use templates. For any speaking or writing task, have a structure ready to go. Second, fluency over perfection. It is so much better to speak smoothly with a small mistake than to hesitate and try to be perfect. Third, master those word friends, the collocations. Fourth, when you need to take notes, just grab keywords, don't try to write everything down. And finally, the golden rule. Always proofread your writing. Just a few seconds to fix a typo can make a huge difference. These are the habits that will get you a great score.
So at the end of the day, here's what I want you to remember. The PTE is not some mysterious monster. It's a system. It's a test of patterns, and patterns are predictable. Once you learn the rules of the game, the structure, the scoring, the strategies, it stops being scary and starts being solvable. The roadmap to success is right here. So the only real question left is, are you ready to prepare?